a few months ago had a problem. It's not that I wasn't learning. The problem was that learning was too much and executing was less. So every week there used to be a new AI tool or AI application that was out, and it's like, you need to learn these skills, you need to learn these tools, you need to learn that, and you need to learn cloud code, you need to have cursor with you, you need to have cloud code with you, you need to have Cova with you, and you need to understand that system, you need to understand this and everything. And I kept on learning them. Whatever that came out new, the AI image generations, the AI video generation tools, and keep up with the AI, everything. I followed that, all those things. And even every YouTuber was like, "This is the future. You need to learn. This changes everything. This new tool destroys ChatGPT. This new tool destroys Claude." And within after a couple of weeks or months, those tools got destroyed by this ChatGPT or Claude. So then I realized that what I was lacking wasn't, the knowledge that was already out there. It's not that. What I was lacking was the learning path, the learning curve that I need to follow. Then I understood that I need to know what I need to become first. Let's just say we have, school for our graduation. Why do we need to go through the schooling? We need to understand how, we need to learn, we need to get literate, and we need to have each all those topics. To be honest, they are just like the basics of what we'll have in life. They are not the end path. So what is your end path is what decides your career, right? So my career path that I always wanted was to become an architect. And an architect, in a sense, is not in a civil side of way, or let's just say mechanical side of way. I wanted to become an architect in the tech field, in the software industry. And the problem I had with that was I wasn't that much of a good of a coder. So what can I do? Then I understood that I need to have a roadmap of my own, and I need to have a plan of my own. Then that way, yes, then I can sit and learn that, okay, let's follow this. So I have done a lot of research for that. So before we get to that, let me explain what I do so that you'll have an understanding of what I'm talking about. I am an AI automation specialist. I work on chatbots, I work on voice agents, I work on voice automation systems, I work on automation workflows for the organization that I'm working on, and I've learned a lot of things from them. And at the same time, I'm trying to improve that what I have already learned. And when I go and open YouTube, I'm seeing that new direction. Like whenever I see new things, I go into that different directions. Once I go to the AI engineer path, once I go to cloud engineer path, then I go to the product manager, then I go to maybe I should start a business of my own, or maybe I have to learn this tool, and then there is content creation for me. So what should I do? That was a confusion. So first I needed to address that. For that, I have built a career path of my own first. So I'll show you, this is the career path that I have created for myself. And this career path is basically, as you can see, it's confusing for you, I understand. I'll explain to you clear. As you can see, the primary path for me has always been into the AI path that currently is right now. Of course, it's not available. Like, let's just say there are not that many people with these roles. So right now I'm as an AI automation specialist, and my goal is to go to, systems designer, systems builder, design systems for the problems that the industry is facing. And then from there I go to, senior guy, like senior system engineer or system design. When you hear a term about engineer, you need to have, coding when it comes to computer science industry, especially, this tech guys, software development. We will see. I'll explain to you clearly more. So then we have, solutions architect or an architect, then the architect level authority. Of course, we have a lot of roles between them. This was just my understanding of what I needed to become. So that was the primary part. And there are also some other, let's just say other parts that I can take, not only these, which are, go to the tech side and become, business owner myself, and become a content creator and become a creative person in this industry. All right, that is one thing. And we have a product manager role, which is not complete tech. At the same time, it's not a non-tech. We have to deal between, business people, clients, and the organization that we are working for, or go here and there. We have to sit with the engineering team, we have to sit with the developing team, and we have to sit with the business teams, everyone. So that's what a product manager does. And other than that, what we have is basically, as I said, the agency and the business, right? So this is my career path that I have designed for myself. So to get there, to get to that end goal, I need to know what the foundations need to be there, what I need to learn, what skills I need, and what things I need to learn to get there. Everything, not a single one should be missed. So that was my goal. And to achieve that goal, whenever I build something, rather than thinking, is this good? Is this cool? Does it look good? Rather than that, I feel like, does this move forward with my goal? Will this give me that architect level authority? Am I building systems properly? That's what I had in my mind, and that's what you should have in your mind too, if you're into this side. Of course not, I am not talking about this. And do not get confused, there are a lot of parts, I understand that. But as I said, my goal is to become an architect. and content creation will always stay with me because I love making that. And there are also other ones I'll explain at the end of the video for clear understanding. See, as I told you, like I have experience in automations and AI and creating workflows and all. But then I understand that if I want to create something much more better, the systems that won't break when that tool disappears and when I run out of tokens, I needed to create systems. And how do I create systems? First, to create that systems, I need to understand the foundations of systems itself. So that's when I got into the networking infrastructure, databases, and systems operations, and system design and everything. For that, I've created a detailed roadmap of my own. That detailed roadmap is too much confusing if I show it here. I'll provide the description link. You can go and check it. That is my roadmap. Please understand this is not for everyone. This is for me, for what I want to become. As I showed you, that for that I have created this roadmap of my own, and a lot of research has been put into this. I simply didn't create this overnight. It took me around like 10 to 15 days just to completely structure everything, then another 1 week to create this nice infographics that you're seeing right now. So this is my foundation engine. Not only me, for every guy or every person who is trying to learn, they need to definitely have foundations. First one would be Linux and CLI operations. Why, you ask? Because I work with terminals a lot, I work with deployments a lot, and now I'm especially working with coding tools like Cloud Code or Codex and Cursor and the anti-gravity. For those, I need to know terminal knowledge, and at the same time I need to understand how to do things in terminals. And not only that, there are also other things like that when I deploy and everything. For that, I needed to know those. So that is the reason we have Linux and CLI here. Then comes the Python literacy. As I said, I hate coding. It's not that I hate, it's just not for me. I never was a person when it comes to coding. So even now, after 8 to 7 years of my computer science journey, it's not for me. I can understand that. As you can see, that's why I put on Python literacy for system builders. So I can understand that, but it's not up for me. But I'm not going to waste time. As you can see, it's Python core and systems production, and AI assisted development. You need to understand how to use that Python language or whatever language that you're trying to do with these tools. Then only you will be able to understand. You need to understand the code that has been written. I understand reading an entire application takes a long time, but it's not like that. Just understand the key features where that code is in, and you should be able to review it. And then comes the version control. When you deploy to GitHub or any other platform that you're using to deployment, you need to understand those. This is what it is. Then database, networking fundamentals. Networking fundamentals is a must regardless of what field you are in. I'm not talking about the automobiles and all. I'm talking about electronics, electrical, and computer science. These fields, IT fields, they definitely need to know the networking fundamentals, networking concepts. That will never fade away. It will always help in your career. And coming to the foundations, this is the part. So this is the foundation stack. Once I am perfect in that, then I'll go to the infrastructure stack, which is for my infrastructure and system design. Here comes the containerization. Then comes the cloud infrastructure. I chose AWS here because I already have familiarity with it. Of course, I'm working on GCP and Azure now too in my current working environment. And then we have infrastructure as a code. I need to understand Terraform. Then I need to deploy into production and everything. Then comes CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline is necessary. To be honest, I'll be honest. I know all these topics. That is the problem. Before getting perfected in my foundations, I was able to understand these concepts and learn. Of course, I don't know Terraform. I work with Docker. I was able to learn this in a couple of months. Before a couple of months, I was working on production level environment, so I had to learn system design. I need to understand what I was building actually, but still I kept it here. And the architect layer, to become that architect, what I needed was these things. These are not the only things. There is a detailed version of a roadmap that I've put in the description in the document. You can see that. Then comes the entire AI systems that currently that I am almost familiar. I'm almost working and familiar with, which is LLMs foundations. I need to understand what those are. But as I said, I already know them all. Prompt engineering, I know how models thinks, their latency and all. And the model fundamentals, the tokens, the context windows, what is temperature, I know all of those details. RAG, I have learned it, but I have yet to work on the deployment project of RAG. That's why I have still yet to complete RAG completely, vector databases and RAG. Then comes the agent system. So as you know, AI agentic systems are there right now. I still need to work on them. Then comes LLM operations. So this is where I dive into actual LLM models, not really LLM models, but on those projects. Then comes production AI engineering, to deploy any application or any resources or any kind of deployment using AI. So that is what AI meant. As you can see, deployment and product operation, security plus reliability. That is something Security is always an important factor in the world. That will never fade away, no matter the field, no matter the industry that you're working on. So that is definitely a need. That is the reason why people are not using AI in the security yet. As we already know, Mythos and Fable 5 are disabled. Then comes my build target. So how do I do that? So then I go to, and you might be like, okay, now you have displayed that Hemanth, how you would be learning them properly so that, let's just say we won't skip it. So I'll be honest, I have designed a learning path for myself, my learning operating system. This is something I've been working on a long time, but I never had an infographic to show. So this is what I do. Even the content creation or what I'm trying to learn and everything, it will be done based on this only. So this is my learning curve. So what I do is pick the target, the topic, or what I'm trying to work on, then go to my roadmap. This is for the current roadmap. So it's like this. Open my roadmap and see the topic. Then I start learning on it. Let's just say we have Linux. I created the Linux topics. I have researched about it. I gathered some books. Then I went into online. I also got some data from there. I've organized it properly and started learning on it. Then after learning, I started to execute. And how do I execute? You have to download, there is WSL Windows subsystem for Linux. I guess there is an application for that. You can install it and start working on it. That's how you practically do it. If there is no practicality on it, it's not a problem. But if there is a practical session involved, we always need to do it. Then I failed, like maybe I didn't understand, I have done something wrong. Then I go to it again and start doing it again. Then think like an architect. See what's wrong, like why did I fail. That's how I do it. Then go to achieve a milestone. It's not like that I'll be sitting on it for a long time, not getting everything. No, I'll go with small ones. I'll choose one small topic, I finish it, then go to another topic. That's the way I started to work on it. Then go capture evidence. What I'll be doing is I'm going to make maybe YouTube videos if it's a long topic, or short YouTube videos like shorts if it's a small topics. That's what I'm thinking. That way I'll be able to, transparently explain it about you. And if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me. That's what I'm thinking. Then it repeats again. So what I'll be using for that, YouTube, LLM models and everything. And this is the learning stack I have. Even now you can see here what I am trying to be. Like, you are training to be a builder, a problem solver, system thinker, a reliable engineer. I'll be honest, I never thought I'll become an engineer, but it seems like I have to become one to become an architect. Then my end goal is an architect. You can ask like, bro, why are you obsessed with architect? That's another story. Let's talk about it some other time. You might see that I didn't spoke about a lot of things that I need to speak about in this video. Like I literally didn't talk about RAGs, LangChain, LangGraph, and what are the tools that are needed. Other than that, we have for what you need to learn about system design. Do not worry, it's all in the document that I've created. It's in the description. You can download it. It's free to download. I don't charge anything. It's free for you because it's my roadmap. Again, I'm saying you can see that and you can go and do whatever you want with that. What I'll be doing after this, I won't be completing this at a time and I won't be sitting on that only. What I'll be doing is after each stack is completed, I'll be focusing on that stack projects. What can I do? Well, like what projects can I do with that stack? That's what I'll be looking at. Then I have to build projects. I need to see like, is the system proper, or what I did is proper, the documentation is proper or not, and is it working in production or not? What failures I'm facing? How can I fix it? Think like an architect. That's the next goal. And again, I'm not saying this roadmap is perfect. Maybe this roadmap works for me, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'll change something in that when I'm, learning it everything, because I don't think it will say that for a long time. I have to change it based on what I'm learning. But there won't be much changes, because when you're trying to learn something, you shouldn't change it in the midway. That will, destroy what you're trying to learn. First, I'll finish this, then I'll sit and see what I need to learn again. There are a lot of other people also that are trying to provide roadmaps. I would suggest take them, but at the same time, create your own version of roadmap. That way you'll understand what you need to learn. First, you need to know who you want to become and what you want to become. Then only you can say that you can work on that. And this is also not perfect. This is what I'm testing. I hope it works for me. I will make sure it works for me. If it doesn't, then I'll just go and clearly design another roadmap, or I'll follow another thing. I don't know. So that's the story here. I have created it for that. And as you can see, I'm an AI and automation guy. So I need to learn those too. There are also like tools like NA10 and others. I already am familiarized with it. I just need to learn them again or build some projects on it, real world projects. And if you guys want to know how you can create your own roadmap, how you can create your own version of roadmap, and how did I do it, what research has been done in that, and how long it took me to create, and how you can do it in a practical way, I'll be showing it in the next video and create your how to create your own roadmap. So watch out for that, and I hope you like this video. I mean, if you didn't like this, it's okay. If you like this, like the video and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see in another video, and there will be a lot more practical sessions coming.